Pastor Adeboye once again has spoken out about the state of Nigeria and advised the government. And as soon as he spoke, an old accusation came back. Not that there was no been accusation, but this speaking amplified the accusation again. Some people began saying, where was Pastor Adeboye all these years of insecurity? Others went further. They claimed the organized prayer work during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's time when he was president. Others even went further, claiming he only organized a prayer walk when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was president, but he remained silent under this administration. But is that actually true, or are Nigerians remembering history differently from what actually happened? Today, let's look at facts. First of all, let's listen to the video of Pastor Adeboye.
You can only advise.
Let's see what he said.
Commander-in-Chief. You can't command him. Because if you command the commander-in-chief, then you become the commander of the commander-in-chief. That doesn't make sense. But I've tried. And God is my witness. So then, I don't want to take much of your time. What should we do now? I'm talking to you as my children. If I were asked to make suggestions, I would say quietly to our government, move fast and tell our security chiefs, get rid of these terrorists within 90 days or resign. Now that, I'm sure, will sound familiar to those of you who have been following situation in Nigeria. There was a president, unfortunately, he's dead now, as Buhari, who issued such an order. Some of you will remember. Who called the service chiefs together and said, I give you 3 months. Get rid of all these Boko Haram people or resign. He's not around to tell you who gave him that advice. He ran with that advice, but he didn't follow it through. Because he gave the order as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But, and the security operatives moved fast. But 3 months went, and the work was not done. So I went to see him. It was in the news, so this time somehow the press got to know that I visited him. Of course, they were not there when we talked. And unfortunately, like I said, he's not alive now. Or else I would have asked you to go and ask him. Sir, why didn't you follow through? Because when 3 months passed and the work wasn't done, why didn't you proceed with your, are we going to call it threat? I won't tell you the details, but one thing came out of that meeting which would lead me to my next advice to our government. In case there's any of you who can get across to them. That when giving orders to the service chief this time round, we should make it clear to them that they are not only to eliminate the terrorists, they should eliminate their sponsors. No matter how influential they may be.
Okay, now after this video circulated, social media started reacting differently. Some people praised him for speaking, others questioned why religious leaders often speak after problems have become severe. And then there's this familiar accusation that we need to clarify. Pastor Adeboye was active during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's time, but quiet during Buhari's government. This is what many are saying. The problem is that the historical record tells a different story. Many Nigerians may not remember this, but Pastor Adeboye actually led a nationwide prayer walk during Buhari's administration. At this time, Nigeria was facing serious security challenge. The banditry was increasing. Kidnapping became very common. Many communities were living in fear. So Pastor Adeboye publicly called for prayer walk and he participated in that activity. And that activity was focused on seeking divine intervention for the nation. So the claim that he only did this during Goodluck Jonathan's presidency tenure is inaccurate. It's not accurate at all. Now, this does not automatically mean everyone must agree with Pastor Adeboye, right? People are free to ask questions. People are free to disagree on his approach for whatsoever. But criticism should be based on facts, not sentiment, not propaganda. If someone says he never spoke or never acted during Buhari's administration, the evidence suggests otherwise. And this brings us to a deeper question. What exactly should Nigeria expect from religious leaders during national crisis? Should they remain focused on prayer alone or building the body of Christ alone? Or should they openly challenge the government policies? Or you feel they should combine both? Different people will answer that differently, right? So, because some people believe spiritual leaders should stay above politics. Others believe they should speak boldly when citizens are suffering, regardless of who is in power. Now, honestly, the debate is likely to continue for a very long time. What cannot be debated, however, is the importance of getting our facts right. Because once history becomes politics, people often start remembering events based on emotions rather than evidence. So, Pastor Adeboye's recent advice to the government has reopened that old conversation again. But before we criticize or defend anyone, it is important we ask a simple question. What actually happened? Not what we heard. Not what social media said. Not propaganda. But what does the fact say? So I want to hear from you. Do you believe religious leaders should be more vocal about insecurity and governance? Or do you think their primary role should remain prayer and spiritual guidance? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this side of the story. God bless Nigeria. God bless you.